Hi there, karibu tukuze matunda and welcome back to this channel. And today I want to quickly speak about an issue that I have noted on our orchard, that is regarding our Hass avocado project. And as you can see, this is among the ones that are doing very well. In this orchard we have around 200 trees of Hass avocados that are in different stages, and as you can see, this has come out very well. You can see the green flash. See that? Those are clear signs that the seedling is doing well. But today I want to speak on totally a different issue of what is not working in regards to our Hass avocado seedlings. In this orchard, on this particular section, as you can see, the grass tends to grow very fast, so we usually just slash it. And as you can see, the area where our seedling is growing, try as much as possible to keep it weed free. And like I've mentioned, we have seedlings in different stages of growth. This particular one is slightly 1.5 years old from the time we transplanted it. And in our orchard, I've mentioned this before, we are in Tumaini in Nyandarua County. Things really get cold here. I mean, it's quite chilly, and as a result, trees tend to take longer to mature. You can see this one has the green flash, as you can see, showing all signs that it's well fed and everything is going on right. In this same orchard, we have some passion fruits there, as you can see. These are for our own household consumption. And we've equally intercropped them in this particular section, together with a few macadamia seedlings. There are our passion fruits, and yeah, you can see a lot of fruits loading. But again, back to our avocado seedlings. So like I mentioned, some of these seedlings are in different stages of growth. Some were recently planted. Like I've mentioned, we've been experiencing a lot of rains, so some of the areas here still need some bit of weed control, but the area around the avocado, we've tried to keep it weed free. So the issue that I want to raise is regarding something to do with some of the seedlings that we've sourced from different areas drying up. Like I mentioned before, our journey of growing Hass avocados here started around 3 years ago. In part of this orchard, that is on the other end, we have trees that are almost flowering, now in their 3rd year. And we have continuously sourced for seedlings from different vendors across this region, in our country, Kenya. And recently, I think the most recent seedlings that we have sourced, we've sourced them from Kakuzi. And I know these ones that I'm showcasing you here, this we had actually prepared them ourselves, including the grafting, but we've noted with a lot of concern that some of the seedlings that we have in our orchard are drying up, and upon investigation we have been able to establish the cause of the drying up. And you can see this one is equally has a green flash there. Yeah, you can clearly see that there are signs of growth. This one here as well, equally doing well. But you come in this particular section, this one is missing. This one is there, needs some bit of weeding. We're still doing it. This one is dried up, and you can see it's right here, right? See this one here, dried up from the top. This is still going on, but we are not so happy with the way it looks. And here is where I want to draw your attention to. So this one, you can see, this has since dried up. And see, you see, it has no chance of bouncing back. And this is what we have discovered. We've lost quite a number of seedlings from this orchard, and these are the there are some of the seedlings that we had sourced earlier in the year from a vendor from Nyeri County. And what we have noted is that you see this block of soil, this one here, right? So we are always told to, whenever you're planting these seedlings, you just come remove the polythene or the tube, and you place this seedling, or rather you plant it together with the soil that you know, that is usually in the tube. So what we are noticing is that the ones that have dried up, upon investigation, this soil that came with the seedling is very hard. I'm telling you, it is, you can see, even if I, breaking this soil is so hard, and it has since become a mass. It's more of like a stone, And what we are finding is that the roots of this young Hass seedling are unable to penetrate, because this looks more of like those building blocks. You see the way that block is cured in a kiln, and it becomes very hard. And what happens is that this seedling, or rather this block, is unable to absorb water, and as a result the roots are unable to penetrate and come out to feed on the nutrients that are provided on this heap of soil where we had planted this thing. So you can see this is the same story with this other one here, and as you can see, this one was even trying to fight. It had some roots that were coming out, but looking at how the leaves are behaving, it's also on its way to its death. So you can see those two blocks. In short, for those who understand Swahili, what is happening here ni hii mchanga yenye ilikuja na hii seedling so imekuwa ngumu kabisa, ngumu, right? It is so hard imekuwa ngumu to a point whereby kamekuwa kajiwe, mawe. It's so hard ni kangumu, na mizizi imeshindwa kupenya, kumaanisha mti unaanza kukauka kuanzia huku juu. So hapa tulikuwa tumepanda around 50 seedlings from that particular vendor, and the seedlings, the ones that picked, did very well, but these ones, if you don't separate on this particular one, this one still has some life. If you don't remove hii jiwe, or rather try to separate this soil from the roots, itakufa tu. And this block it's so heavy and it's so hard, ni jiwe kabisa. And it is the same case. Ukianza kuona seedling imeanza despite us watering them, ukiona seedling imeanza kuwa ni kama inataka kauka, unafaa tu chumbue kidogo, and then utapata mahali shida iko. So let me just show you practically. Unaona hii ilikuwa imeshika, ndio hiyo sasa, na ukiangalia vile tu tulikuwa tumeipanda, ukiangalia utaona pia ni jiwe kale kamawe kenye nilikuwa nimekuambia. The same story, you can see it's still intact. Yeah, see that? As much as the roots are struggling to come out and feed, the soil block is still intact, and this will eventually die. If we don't remove this mass of soil which is foreign in our land, itakauka. So let me take this one to the other for you to see what you're talking about. So these are three blocks. Pardon me, but I hope I can pass the message. See that? That is seedling 1. Same signs of showing that, or rather same symptoms, start drying from the top. This other one here, and this other one here. And we had bought these seedlings each at 200, at 250 shillings. That includes transport. That is the cost of us getting these seedlings from Nyeri to our farm here. And now we are staring at a loss of 250 times 3, that's 750, plus time lost, our effort, energy, and all that. There was labor used. So you're talking of like 1,000 shillings loss, and that is on the lower side. And eventually, if these seedlings, if we don't, this is completely gone. So meaning we have a chance of salvaging these two. We have to get some buckets with water, come dip them, allow the soil to dissolve in slowly, then replant them, minus this heap of soil, this stone, hili jiwe unaona hapa, right? And you may be wondering why I'm posting this video, but I hope I reach out to fellow farmers out there who are also trying to make it in this field of avocado, and to just stress the importance of seeds and seedling selection. These seedlings are, they were looking very nice, but the only mistake that we did and was to just transplant them with the soil that came in the tubes. And that soil has since solidified and become a mass, a heap of stone, which makes it hard for the roots to penetrate. And as a result, um, the seedling just dries. It doesn't matter. Once the sun set in, you realize that this will happen once the sunlight, once it becomes dry, but during rainy season, because of the excess rains, the seedlings will just look okay. But wait for the time the seedlings, or rather, you have more sunlight, or rather, as we move into the dry season. That is when this phenomena is more likely to occur. So these are just 3 seedlings that I'm showing you. But in this farm, I think we are talking of around 15 or so seedlings that have since dried up, despite us watering them. And there are 2 that we have already replaced because then they dried much earlier. And my point is, you have to be very careful. You see these tubes, the mixture that is used while we are bringing up these seedlings. You have to be careful. So from the time we noted this, we stopped just procuring seedlings from any other vendor, and we have since identified 2 sources of our seedlings. We would rather spend more money but get authentic stuff, as compared to maybe buying stuff cheaply and you come and suffer this kind of losses. So the recent seedlings that we procured them from Solo Plant in Thika. You can just Google Solo Plant. Then they don't use soil, but they use peat moss and other growth media, meaning you will never have this kind of you'll never have these kind of cases occurring in your farm. The other ones that we had earlier procured, they were from Kakuzi. Again, Kakuzi uses soil, but if you look at their soil mixture, you will notice that the sand ratio is very high, and we've not had any case whereby after transplanting them with the soil that was in the tube, where you have this solidification, whereby seedlings start drying as a result of that. So what am I saying? This channel is about speaking the truth and sharing the information that we gather, and the experience that we continue to gain in our everyday work. We are just simply trying to make it work. And in Nyandarua, you realize that the growing of house avocados is quite a new thing. We are not so privileged like other counties. Even if you go to the Avocado Society of Kenya, recently I was seeing a list of counties that are known to be market leaders when it comes to house avocado. Nyandarua is nowhere to be seen. So some of the information, this is particularly dedicated to our growers here in Nyandarua, to be very careful where you source your seedlings. Make sure that wherever you source your seedlings, the person who did put the that mixture, the soil that is used to in the tubes, so that the seedlings can grow inside, they get the ratios right. There should be enough sand, there should be enough organic materials, so that you avoid this kind of a situation. We suspect the soil here was clay soil, and you can see as a result it becomes very hard, or rather the survival rate. And I just want to show you how hard it is. I'm going to try and just try to break this this stone here using this other one here, just to show you how hard it is. See that? It still didn't break, right? Just to show you how hard it is. Yeah, it's breaking in parts, but you can clearly see, yeah, how hard that mchanga is. In fact, the one that I'm breaking is the one that I'm using, but this other one is yet to break. This one that has since dried up completely, and as a result, hii ni hasara kwetu, right? This is money that we've already spent, and we've since lost it. So be careful where you source your seedlings. The other option, if you still want to buy those cheap seedlings, make sure you remove this soil, because even in other cases, for other seedlings that we've planted here, we've noted that some of this soil at times is gotten from fields that are predisposed to nematodes, and you end up infecting your field. You can see still not coming out, right? See this? It's so hard, right? It won't simply break despite all my effort, and this is what cost us the loss. So hope you've learned something. Just to show you how hard it is, and that tree had no chance of survival. You can see how smooth this looked like it was baked. It was like it's coming from the oven, and yeah, see that? There is no way that seedling would have survived, or rather the roots would have penetrated. We have learned our lesson, and I hope you equally have for this particular one, because it still has some life. We're going to dip it in a bucket of water and see if it will be able to come out nicely without disturbing the roots, and then we can try and replant it. So thank you so much. I'll be posting a video of our seedlings that we planted from Kakuzi, maybe in the next round that I'm back in this field. So asanteni, and hope you have learned something. Remember to subscribe, remember to share this video. Asante, bye.